Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm continuing on with the series about saving some money and ways that you can save a few bucks so that you can put money down on a down payment for a house or to pay off closing fees or whatever that you need to do. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about how thirsty people are when they go to a ThredUp liquidation sale. So what is that? So in my previous video, I talked a little bit about ThredUp and the company that you send in your used or new clothes that you're never going to wear, and then they evaluate them, put them up on their website, and then you guys together determine the value of the item. They sell it, take their cut, and then you get a portion of the proceeds, and then they send it off to people, and you patiently wait for a return in order to see whether or not you're going to get paid. ThredUp has a couple of distribution centers, and one of them is here in Illinois, and it's about an hour north of me. It's in Vernon Hills. So they have hours, a couple days, like a couple days a month or whatever. They have a few hours that they open up their distribution center, and you can walk in and buy clothes by the pound. So it's very similar to how Goodwill does it. Goodwill has actual centers. And I'm not sure a lot of people know this, but just because you donate your stuff to Goodwill doesn't mean Goodwill's going to sell it on the floor. They take a bunch of that stuff because they get so much, and they send it to distribution centers all over, and then people go in and sort through your stuff and buy by the pound. So in this case, ThredUp does it, you buy it by the pound. And so I decided to take the morning and drive up. It's about an hour away. Drive up and see what they had. Primarily not for me to resell, although I am happy to do so, but for people in my family that needed new clothing. So I went up, and the first thing that happens is you walk in the door and you get in this location, they gave you a tote, which is a mail USPS mail tote. And you could take and put your items in that you wanted in that tote. At the end, you will walk to a counter where they weigh the tote with all your items in it, subtract the weight of the tote, and that's how many pounds you have, and then they charge you per pound, and that's your total. So in this instance, clothing was $3 a pound. So you walk in, and I expected something a lot different. What I did see were about 4 rolling racks off to the side of children's clothing, not sized. You had to like fumble through and find whatever size you want, but it was all hanging, boys and girls mixed. And then they had one pallet with a paper bin on top of it, which is similar to how you buy like a watermelon at the grocery store. But you think that that bin is all the way full, but often it's not. They have like a platform on it, so you're not even looking at full bins of clothing. And so I started finding the size that I needed and going through. The quality of the clothing was more like maybe some off-mall brands or like a Target brands or stuff that you might find at Walmart and things. ThredUp really discourages you from sending in those type of brands because they basically have a policy now that like if you send in, like my friend was telling me that joined me, that Banana Republic only gets 60 days on the site now. So if you had Banana Republic, a lot of people are like, ooh, Banana Republic, but ThredUp wants that higher end stuff. So the stuff that you're sending in, that's not like gonna sit there for 90 days. It might end up in these distribution. So I did find a few things, some caveats. You will find things that have pills in them. You will find things that have pulls in them. You will find things that are stretched out, that have stains in them. It's very similar, I would assume, to a Goodwill pull. However, they look to be in better condition than what I've heard about a Goodwill pull center would be. So you're kind of leveling up. The room was small, so there was only one box of extra small, one box of small, one box of medium, one box of large, one box of extra large for women, and then one box of men's in all assorted sizes. So they didn't even have enough to put into a box for men's like various sizes. And then you had 2 racks of shoes and they were not sorted by size whatsoever. And they looked, a lot of them were house shoes, and they looked to be like really beat up shoes. There were 2 pairs of Coach shoes that needed to be resold desperately. They had like a T stand or like a Y stand of designer, what they called higher end bags. And they were charging $20 a piece for the bags. And they were Kate Spade and Coach and Michael Kors. So here's the problem with that. If you're looking to resell and flip to try to make some money to save, Kate Spade, new Kate Spade, before her sale, before she sold the company, is worth money. New Kate Spade, after she sold the company and subsequently after her death, not worth that much. Coach, unless it is vintage leather, not worth that much. Michael Kors, worth some depending on the bag, but it has to be in really great condition. These bags were not. So just a caveat for you if you're looking to go and buy handbags at like something like this for resale. Again, you got to be very, very careful on what you're picking up. There was also one big bin of purses that were like lower end brand purses that were $5 each. And in those purses for $5 each, you have to be careful because there were a lot of cosmetic bags that you get at the Estee Lauder counter or the Clinique counter when you get something, you know, and it says like Clinique on it or Estee Lauder on it. You know it came free with the purchase and it's like this big and they're selling it for $5. So you have to be careful on what you're buying and the value if you're going to flip this for money. They had like a rack of like hats and baby shoes and things like that. Again, if I'm a parent looking to purchase clothes for my infant, I probably would skip this just because there's not enough quantity of clothing. Although it's a great deal at $3 a pound on infant clothing, you could really just stock up and get a whole bunch of stuff for $3. There's not a lot there. Your best bet is if you go in for a variety of sizes and you're just starting out, maybe you're selling on Poshmark or you're selling on eBay. I mean, not even eBay. A lot of these brands you can't even get on eBay. Some notable things that I did find. I did find a pair of Hudson jeans. Those retail for over $100. They do very well when you sell them. Obviously, I was not buying for resale, so I'm keeping them for my family member. I did get a pair of Abercrombie jeans. I got some Topshop jeans, or not Abercrombie, Aeropostale maybe. I got some Topshop jeans, which is a great brand from the UK that I love so much. I did get something that I can show you because I am going to resell it. It is a, not my style, but it's brand new with tags. It may not get much, but we will see. I got this Lily Pulitzer shirt. Now, this is a women's extra small. It's big. It's a women's extra small shirt. Here's the deal. That may sit for a while, but somebody will eventually buy it. One, because they're going on a vacation to Miami and they want something that is cool, like warm for the cool nights. And B, it's Lily Pulitzer, which has lost some of its value in the newer styles like this is. However, it will go for a decent price. I just have to wait for the right buyer. So, all in all, I would suggest if you're going to think about selling or getting into resale of clothing in order to make some extra money and save, this liquidation type of event may not be fantastic for you. My friend who is an expert in this arena joined me on this trip and left with absolutely nothing because there wasn't enough things of high enough value for her to justify even getting them. So just be careful, and if you live near one, I have seen YouTube videos where they will put them out in parking lots. And so you'll go and it'll have racks and it'll say like coats $10, and that's the way it was here. Like the racks were inside because it's winter, but it'll say like coats $10 or, you know, kids coats $5. I didn't see any bins in those videos. There could very well have been. I just kind of like skimmed through to see what I was going to see when I went to our location, which is indoors. I would just say, you know, they also, the other thing I wanted to remind everybody is that I assumed that they were going to be cash only, and they took no cash. It was debit and credit. That's fine. So just be aware of that as well. And all sales are final. As you know, you're not going to go back and return anything once you buy it from the ThredUp resale site. Just be careful if you're going to purchase things. There's other avenues in order for you to get clothing to resell, and I can do another video on that later in my series if people are interested. So let me know down below if you want any other tips and tricks on things that you can do in order to make a couple extra bucks, to save, to buy a house. As usual, I am here to refer anyone out worldwide, and I am here to help you buy or sell a home. So let me know if I could be of help to you. It's realestateruthie@gmail.com. As always, I will talk to you on the next video, and please be kind to each other and have a great day. Bye.